Thanks for tuning in to our video today. This will be looking at posture, stability, mobility, flexibility, some strength training and some cardiovascular training, and we'll split that up into sections for you so you know when one section ends and another begins if you want to swap and change around with what you're doing. So what you're going to need for your exercise is a chair. Dining room chair is sort of the ideal height for doing this exercise in. So once you've got yourself organised with that, then we'll be ready to start. Possible other tools that you can use will be possibly a fitness band if you have one, but we can do the same just by clenching a fist, or if you have dumbbells, maybe bottles. I've got a couple of balls and bean bags there, whatever's going to suit you. Okay. So we'll get started. So first of all, what you need to do is you need to wriggle your bottom, walk on your bottom till you come to the last third of your chair. Once you're seated there, you're ready to start your activity. So I will give alternatives to the exercises as we go along, but the first bit is a warm up, and this can be done sat down or it can be done standing. So first of all, we're all going to march our feet together. So marching the feet. And then we're going to roll those shoulders as you get going. So loosening up all the joints, getting that ankles, the knees, the body nicely lubricated. Take those arms the other way. If you've got shoulder problems, just don't shrug up quite so high. And then we're going to grab our skipping ropes and we're going to turn the hands as if you're skipping. As I say, you can do this standing as well as seated. And then take it the other way. So marching and rolling those arms around as you go. Next up, we're going to go into the swimming pool, so you're going to do a little bit of breaststroke. So nice big circles round and out to the side as you're marching. If it feels too much doing the two together, then try to do some of one and then some of the other. Okay, and now you're going to swing the arms across the body, keeping the chest lifted if you can, so thinking taller than when you sat down on the chair. Marching those feet, swinging the arms. Okay, we're going to take those feet to rest. You're going to take the hands around and place them in the small of your back to keep it supported. Then you're going to arch the back and release the back. Arch that back and release. So loosening off that spine. So arching the back, releasing the back. Bring those arms back round to the front. March it out. Next up, you're going to use the arms and we're just going to see how far we can turn in the chair. Taking those feet to rest, hands on the lap, looking as far as you can over your right shoulder. So turning to look behind, back to the middle, round to the other side, to the middle. One more time, take it round, looking over the shoulder, to the middle, back to round to the other side, and to the middle. This time you're going to take the arms with you, so you're going to twist round, looking back behind you if you can, or as far as you can. Back round to the middle and out round to the other side. Keep those arms long, take it round again. To the middle, out round to the other side. Hand on top of hand, twist from the waist, looking back. And to the middle. And again, twist and look back. To the middle. One more time. Twist and look back. To the middle. Twist. Back to the middle. March it out and bring those arms into your movement as well. So swinging those arms, marching those feet. And we're going to take it down to the feet next so we can mobilise those ankle joints. So taking those feet to rest, starting off with your left foot, you're going to point the toe down and then the toe up. Toe down and toe up. One more time, toe down and toe up. Then you're going to circle that foot. Just making that as big as you can with the toes, pointing the toes and circling that foot. Take the foot to rest. Same on the other side now. Toe goes down and toe up. Point that toe down and toe up. Toe down and toe up. Make a circle with that foot, nice big circle. And then take it the other way. And take that foot to rest, ready with your marching again, swinging those arms. So we're going to look at mobilising the upper body a little bit more now. We're going to be using that a little bit later, working the torso. Okay, so let's take those feet to rest. Hands come down by the side of your chair. You're going to reach down the left side of the chair. Pull the tummy in as you lift up to support that lower back and then reach to the right. Lifting up, down to the left, tummy in on the raise, take it down to the right, lift up one more time on each side. So reaching down to the left, tummy in as you lift up, and then reach down to the right. Bring yourself up. So now we're going to move the whole torso. So you're going to give me a big brucey chin. You're going to push the chin out. We're going to go round to the right side. Roll back in the chair. Tummy comes in to support the lower back. Push out to the left. Take it round again. Leading with that chin. Chin comes in. Back round to the front. And then take it to the left. Out round to the left. Tummy in as you come round. Roll round in the chair. Nice big roll. Tummy in as you roll back. Take it back round and to the front, and then bring yourself up nice and tall. So we're going to come up onto our feet. For those people who feel more comfortable in the chair, you can stay in your chair. So you're going to bring the feet towards you if you're coming up into a standing position. If you're in your chair, you can just keep marching. So chin and chest come forward, and we're ready to stand on a count of 3 or however many it takes, and do use the chair to push up if you need to. So 1, 2, 3, you're going to push forward and up, and once you get on those feet, you're going to pedal those feet. Get that circulation going. The worst thing we find is we get up out of a chair and end up flat on our face. We don't want to do that. So keep those feet pumping, and then slowly take yourself around to the back of your chair. Okay, so once you're on your feet, keep that marching going, or if you're seated, keep the marching going. Chest is lifted. Now you can use the chair. The chair is there for your support. So use the chair if you need to. So resting a hand on the chair, maybe using the other arm if you can feel that that's okay with you. Or if it feels too much, you can always just rest both arms on the chair. So keeping body nice and tall. So tummy is drawn in, chest is lifted. So we're going to toe tap out to the side. So you're going to tap to the side, bring it in, and tap to the side and in. So tapping out. So we're going to do 6 taps on each side. Tapping out, arms coming out if you can, single arm or double arm as I said before. Tapping out, last one coming up on each side. Tap it out and in and tap, march it out. Back for your march in between, and if you've forgotten about your posture in between, you can always just draw in each time you come up for the march. Going to take the legs a little bit wider now because we're going to do a wide base sway. So using the chair again if you need to support you, we're going to sway out. We're going to bend our knees, sweep through, out to the side. Bend, sweep through, out to the side. You can do that using the chair as well, lifting up. So a little twist on the end if you can manage it as you reach out. Nice big lift. Sweep through, lift up. And again, one more on each side, reaching out to the side, lifting up, back to the middle with your march, and drawing up tall again. Next up, you're going to tap underneath the chair if you're seated, or tapping back behind. Again, you can use that chair to support you as you tap back. Using the arms if you feel you can, so see what feels best for you, either a single arm or both arms. See how you feel balance-wise. Tapping back behind. Tap back. One more on each leg coming up. Tapping behind. And back in for your march. Chest lifted again. Drawing up nice and tall. And again, we're going to take those legs out nice and wide. We're going to curl the heels up behind us. So if you're in the chair, you're just going to curl the heel back underneath the chair. So it's a single curl. You can use the arms if you feel you can, either single arm if you feel that it's a little bit too much, or just the legs if you feel a little bit wobbly on your feet. So curling back, so we're working those muscles in the back of the legs now, warming those up. Pushing back, one more on each side, and then you're back in for your march. Chest lifted, tummy in. And again, use that chair if you need to. A little bit tougher this next one. Same if you're seated and standing. We're going to raise the knee. So if you feel a bit wobbly, you can hold the chair with one or both hands. Lifting up. Or if you feel comfortable, make sure there's room between you and the chair so that when you're lifting up, you're not going to graze those knees on the back of the chair. So there's a little bit of balance work included in this. Just see what you can manage. lifting up, and lift one more time, working on those muscles in the front of the thigh and up into the hips, and we're going to march it out. Okay, so coming into our last little bit of our warm-up now, so marching those feet, and now we're going to do some single side steps. So we're going to step out to our right hand side first, same in the chair, just stepping the feet from one side and then to the other. So you're going to step together, step together, step together. Try to make it a nice big step so you can feel those muscles working through those thighs into the bottom. And again, if you feel wobbly, you can always hold on with one hand in between. And march it out. Brilliant. We should all be feeling a little bit warmer, and we're going to go into the next section of our workout. So next we're going to be working on a little bit of strength work while we're standing up. So we're going to use that chair for support again. So your hands are going to rest on the chair because you need to be lifting up onto your toes, and that might make you feel a little bit wobbly. So use the hand if you need to. You're going to bring those feet together. I'm coming to the side of the chair so you can see what I'm doing, but you need to stay right behind the chair so you can use that for your support. Or if you're sitting down, same thing, keeping yourself to the last third of the chair, and then you're going to lift up onto the toes. So we're going to raise up onto the toes, pulling up so we can feel the calves really, really pulling and working there, that lower part of the leg, which helps to strengthen the lower part of our leg. Taking it down. Then you're going to lift up again, heels off the floor, nice and strong, and slowly take it down. Same again, onto those toes, lift up, hold, feel those muscles working in the lower part of the legs, and then back down. And lift up, holding up. We're going to do 6 of each. As you progress on, you can do a little bit more of each, and take it down. Last one, lifting up, holding, and then slowly take it down. And give those knees a little loosen off and those legs a loosen, and then bring those feet back together. We're going to work the other way now, so make sure you're nice and close to the chair if you're standing, because it might make you want to pull away from the chair. So you want to be holding the chair, and again both hands are fine, and then we're going to pull the toes up towards the shins so you can feel those shins working, and right up to those knees. So pulling up, getting some nice strong strength down through the feet and up to the knees. Take it down. And lift up again. We're going to do exactly the same as we did last time, so 6 repetitions on each. And take it down. Lifting those toes up. And take it down. And lift it up. And take it down. Toes pulled up. Really pull up towards those shins so you can feel those muscles working. And take it down. This is your last one. Toes up towards the shins. Lift up. And take it down, and then give those knees a little bit of a loosen off. Okay, the next exercise that we're going to do, strength exercise again, is the one that we need for lifting ourselves in and out of cars, on and off of chairs, if we're getting off of the bed, or perhaps if you've got a shower chair, lifting yourself off of that. So it's to strengthen those muscles in the front and the back of our thighs and the bottom. So these are our dynamic muscles where we use to get up from a chair or from somewhere that we're seated. Okay. So we're going to take those feet a little bit wider apart. Make sure if you're doing this one that you've got that chair to support you. Same if you're seated. We're going to do exactly the same movement. I'll show you the different movements for each one. Okay, so taking those legs wide. The chair is there to support you if you need it. And we're going to bend our knees. Our bottom's going to come back. And our arms are going to come forward, so we feel we can hold the chair if we need to. So it's as if you're going to sit yourself down, and then you've changed your mind and you've brought it back up. In the chair, we're just going to sit on the edge of that chair. Same thing, but instead of us pushing the bottom back, we're going to bring the arms forward, tummy comes in, leaning forward, pull in, and lift yourself back up. Exactly the same as if you're standing. So, ready to go, we're going to do 6 of each. So bottom goes back, arms come forward, bend those knees, push back, and lift up. Now the whole idea is, when you go down, bend those knees, you should be able to still see those toes. If not, you need to get that bottom pushed back a little bit further. So you can always use that chair, hold on, push back. And only go down as far as feels comfortable for you. If you've got knee problems, maybe coming down a little bit less. And pushing back. So working those muscles. You really feel this in the bottom and in the muscles coming up to the knees from the upper part of your leg. Last one now. Pushing back, knees bend, and lift yourself back up. Okay, so there's a little bit of strength work while we're standing. Okay, so now we're going to look at some balance work. So again, we've got that chair to support us for the balance work. So if you're standing, you're going to turn to face the other direction. If you're seated, you can come round to the side of the chair, or you can just use the side that I shout out to do. Okay, so that is entirely up to you, whether you're standing or seated, whatever feels most comfortable for you. We'll have days where we feel we can't do them, so we can do them sitting down if we need to. So standing, so we're turning round to our right side, looking ahead. So we're going to use the leg that's nearest the chair, or if you're seated, it's going to be your left leg is supporting you and you're going to be lifting up your right leg. So using the chair as a support as you need to, you're going to lift up that right leg. Keep the eyes focused straight ahead of you. And then we're going to see if we can do that without holding on. This is something you can do in the kitchen as well. That's a very safe place to do it. You can do that holding on to the side in the kitchen. So lifting up nice and tall, looking straight ahead, and then you're going to see if you can do that without holding on, even if it's for a few seconds. Now when you're starting, you might want to be holding on with a hand. As you get more used to it, maybe holding on with the thumb and a finger, and then maybe go into a finger, and then as you feel ready, with more. And you can put that foot down at any time and start again. Okay, so it's just trying to increase the time that you're balancing for. So you're holding that leg off the floor and then holding the position. Use the chair again to steady yourself if you need to, or tap that foot back down on the floor. Okay, that's really, really good. And we're going to take that foot back down, and then we're going to wriggle those hips. Now we're going to stay facing the right now. Same if you're seated, you're just facing ahead. We're going to keep the same leg, so the left leg is supporting you, so the left leg stays down, and the right foot is going to come around in front of that leg, one foot in front of the other. This is called a tandem stand. So you're going to stand with one foot in front of the other, looking straight ahead, so you feel nice and confident. So try to fix those eyes on something that's not moving, so you're really, really nice and still and steady. Again, the chair is there if you need to. Make sure you always stay nice and close to that chair so you can hold on to that chair if you need to. And we're aiming to see if we can do this with no hands, even if it's for a few seconds. Again, you're building that strength and balance, your core strength, your hips. It's really, really good for building nice hip strength. And even if you're seated, the same thing, one foot in front of the other. Now, the other thing you can do if you're seated is to make it a little bit harder. One foot is in front of the other, and then you're going to lean forward, feeling those muscles working, and then bring yourself back up as you feel ready to. Okay, so that's your tandem stand. We're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So you're going to turn yourself around to face the other way. I'm going to do it this way so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so the leg, this time it's your outside leg, which would be your left. You'd be lifting up your left leg. I'm going to do it facing this way just so you can see what I'm up to. So it's the outside leg that you're lifting up off the floor. If you're seated, it's now going to be, your left leg that you're lifting, your right leg that stays where it is. Okay, so lifting that foot up. Steady yourself to begin with. Looking straight ahead. Remember, if you're in the chair, if you want to make it a little bit harder, you can always lean forward. If you're standing, don't lean forward because that's going to make you want to fall down on the floor. So keeping up nice and tall, keep those eyes fixed on the wall so you're looking at something that isn't moving. So keep yourself nice and upright. Again, balance yourself as you need to. You can put the foot down if it feels too much. Lifting up, holding that leg off the floor. Keeping nice and tall. Use the chair if you need it. Okay, well done. And take that foot down and give it a little wriggle out. And then same as we did before, we're going to do that tandem stand. So this time you're going to be taking your left foot in front of your right. So if you're seated, you're going to put the left foot in front of the right. And if you're really, really feeling comfortable with it while you're seated, you can take yourself forward to put yourself off balance. If you're standing, we're just going to stay up nice and tall. We're trying to get those hips to stay where they are, keeping the eyes fixed ahead, building some nice strong strength through the core and in through the hips. So use that chair if you need to at any time to steady yourself, keeping those eyes fixed ahead, one foot in front of the other. That's brilliant. And bring it back. So those are ones that you should be practicing every day. So we should be doing some standing on one leg or one foot in front of the other, and then we can progress from there to walk in a straight line, one foot in front of the other. And when you get really good at it, you can try it backwards as well. The ideal place to practice that is in the kitchen, using the kitchen side to support you. And always keep your eyes fixed ahead, so you're not looking at what the feet are doing, you're keeping yourself focused ahead. That way you'll find that you stay more up straight. Okay, so that's our balance work done. Well done. Okay, we're going to take ourselves back to the chair. Okay, so next up we're going into the strength section of the exercises. So remember, you can split these up into different sections if you want to and practice them really as often as you can. So with the strength exercises, now you can use tools with these. So you could use some dumbbells, or you could use a resistance band if you've got them. You can just make your hands into a fist to make it a little bit stronger, or you can use beanbags. So I've got a few toys that I've got with me that I can use. So you could use tennis balls, they're just as good. Or as I say, if you've got some dumbbells or some bottles filled with water, something like that, a couple of cans, then you can use those. First of all, I'm going to do some exercises using the muscles in the top of our arms. Now this is really an important muscle. This is the one we use for eating, bringing things to the mouth, drinking, and also for carrying. So I'm working on those muscles in the top of the arm. So I'm going to take my hands down by my side. So if your back is aching, you can sit yourself right back into your chair. But if you feel you can manage it, then come into that last third again. So wriggling your bottom so you're in the last third of the chair. So we're going to fix the arms into our sides, and then we're going to slowly lift the arms up to shoulder height. So you can feel those muscles in the top of your arms working. Same if you're gripping a fish, you'll still be able to feel them, but just nice and controlled as you come up and down. So lifting up towards the shoulders and then slowly back down again. Nice and controlled so you can feel those muscles working all the way up and all the way down. Again, we're going to do 6 of each exercise, but remember you can increase those up to 8, 10 and so on as you go through the exercises and get used to what you're doing. Okay, well done. Now we're going to take those arms down by our side. Now we're going to work on the torso. So we're going to work on the muscles that keep us nice and strong, keep us nice and upright. So I'm going to take my hands down by the side of the chair. I'm going to take my feet a little bit wider, so when I roll from one side to the other, I'm not going to feel like I'm going to fall off of my chair. So hands are down by the side again. So we're going to reach down the left side first. So you're going to reach down. The other arm's coming up at the same time as you're leaning down. You can feel the muscles in the outside along the side of your body, lifting up and then coming back to the other side. Now if we pull our tummy in really nice and strong, that'll keep the abs working as well, keep us nicely supported, so our torso supported. Reach down to the side and pulling that tummy in as you lift up, because that'll help if your back is starting to ache. Reaching down the side of the chair, tummy in and lift back up. And then reach down the other side of the chair. Bring that tummy in as you lift up and reach down to the side. Tummy in, pull up, nice and strong, and then reach down the other side. So as I say, we're still doing 6 of each exercise, so you're at number 4 now. Reaching down the side and lift up. 2 more on each side to go, so reaching down the side of the chair, tummy in as you lift up, and reach down. You're almost there, just 1 on each side to go. Lift up, reaching down to the side, tummy in and lift, and reach down to the side and lift yourself up. Brilliant, well done. We're now going to work on our upper back. So these are the muscles that stop us from stooping over. They keep us nicely up and back. So if we work those muscles, that will keep us nice and strong. So you've got 2 options on this one, depending on what your mobility is like. So you can either have the hands out to the front, and then we're going to bring the elbows back and squeeze back. Or if you want to make it a little bit harder, you can lean forward and then pull up and back. So I'm going to take it forward. So start position here or here. Keeping those tummies pulled in, so you're trying to get your belly button to push into your back. That's going to be tough. So squeezing back, elbows lifting first, push back, and then let those arms come forward. And raise up, squeeze back, so shoulders push back, and then forward. So that upright dog, so you're squeezing those shoulder blades back together, and then taking those arms back down. So elbows back, squeeze back, so always leading with the elbows on the way up, and then taking it back down. Doing well. So 2 more to go on this one. So lifting, squeezing back, and then slowly taking that back down again. Last time, lift up, squeeze back, elbows have led there, and then slowly let those arms come down. Well done, and that's us worked on our upper back. I'm now going to change to using the band to show you some different exercises. So you can still use the dumbbells, and I'll show you how to alternate with that as well. So the next exercise we're going to do is for our chest. So we're working on the upper body still. So we're going to use the band. So we're going to swing the band behind us, take it down and behind. And so you've got that behind you. So you're not grabbing the chair with that, because that will make it a lot harder, okay? So the alternative to that, we could do exactly the same thing with our dumbbells. This is a chest press. So the elbows come back and squeeze forward. Now if you suffer your shoulders, you can always do that with the arms lowered down as you push forward. So exactly the same muscles work, we're just using a different tool this time. So with the dumbbells or with the balls or whatever you're using, or if you're just making a fist, so you're bringing the elbows up in line with the chest or a little bit higher, shoulder height if you feel you can manage it, and then we're going to push forward with those arms, come round to the front, tap the hands together, bring it back, and then those elbows come back. Same again, push forward with those arms, round and tap, bring it back, elbows come back. That's good. We've got 4 more to do. So pushing forward, arms come together, take it out, and let it go back. Push forward with those arms. You should be able to feel this now. Push together, take it out, and bring it back. So this exercise is really good. If you find yourself flat on your face on the floor, these are the muscles that you'll use when you're pushing yourself up from the floor. This is your last one coming up. Push forward, tap together, take it out, and bring it back. That's brilliant. Okay, we're going to take it down to the legs so your upper body gets a little bit of a rest now. So you're going to bring those feet together. You're going to take the band, wrap it around the legs, crisscross underneath, and then bring those ends back onto the top. The other way you can do this is to just place your hands on the outside of your thighs, and then as you push the legs out, you're going to push in with the hands. So that's an alternative to doing this one with the band. So if you're using a band, if your grip is good, then you can just bring that nicely round on top of the legs and hold it here. If the grip isn't too good, then what you can do is just place the band back round, make sure it's still nice and tight around the legs, hands resting down, pushing down on the ends of the band to save those coming apart. We're now going to point our toes as wide out to the side as we can, and then you're going to bring those heels round so they are in line with the toes. And then we're going to start to pull the legs apart. So if the hands are on the outside, you're resisting as you push it out. So pushing those knees out to the side, slowly back in, but not all the way. Push out to the side, slowly back in, push out to the side, slowly back in. Feeling that now in the muscles through the outside of your thighs and into your bottom. That's where you should be feeling it. So we're building strength around those hips. Pushing out to the side. Bring it in. And now we're going to push out, but we're going to hold it out. And we're going to do little tiny presses. So you really feel the muscles through the outside of the thighs and into your bottom. Bring it back in. Take it out to the sides and back in. Out to the sides and back in. You're nearly there, really, really good. Pushing out and slowly back in. Try not to let those legs come together. Pushing out, slowly back in. Last time, pushing it out to the sides, slowly back in, and then bring those feet back in together. Well done. So that's working on those muscles. You can feel that now. You can give the legs a pat if you want to. Just loosen off on those feet. Okay, so the next exercise works on the back of the arms. So this is really useful when we're pushing ourselves up from a chair, or if we found ourselves on the floor, trying to push ourselves up to a seated position and perhaps do that bottom walk that we did at the beginning when we were getting onto the chair, moving ourselves to the last third. So if you found yourself on the floor, then you could bottom walk yourself to somewhere that's nice and warm. So make sure that you've come from a carpeted floor rather than perhaps a bathroom floor or a kitchen floor where it might be very, very cold. And if you're there for a long time, then there's a chance of hypothermia setting in. So it's really, really important that we find ourselves somewhere warm to work on. Okay, so two options with this one. You can also use the band. If you've got bands available, then you can do this exercise with a band. So we're going to take one hand down by our side, and then the other hand we're going to extend up, or we're going to extend out, depending on whether you have shoulder problems. I'm going to do this with the dumbbells or the balls or whatever you've got available, or making a fist. So we're going to bring our elbows towards the back of the chair. Then you're going to bring the hands up to shoulder height, and that's our position that we're going to start and then finish. So we're pushing back with our arms. So you're extending the arms as far back as you can towards the back of the chair, keeping those elbows fixed, and bring the hands back to the shoulders. Pushing back, so working those muscles in the back of the arms, and then bring it forward, back to your shoulders. Pushing back with those arms. Remember, if those shoulders are giving you problems, just relax the shoulders down as you do your movement, and up to shoulder height. Pushing back with those arms, nice strong push back, and then bring it forward. Two more to go, pushing back, and then bring it forward. Last time, pushing back with those arms, nice and strong and straight. Bring it back to shoulder height, and then you can drop those arms down. Okay, our next exercise, we're going back to the legs. So we're working on those large muscles in the front of the legs. So these are the ones that help us when we're lifting up from somewhere or walking upstairs, to keep us nice and strong and stable. And they also help to support the muscles in the knees. So they're really important exercises to do, along with the squats that we did when we were standing or sitting down earlier. So there's two ways you can do this. So I'm going to show you the two, one with and one without the band. So if you're doing it without the band, you might find it easier to be sat right back in your chair. But if you feel confident, if you feel like you're working your core and your core is fairly strong, you can use that, and you can just use the hands to support you. And you're just going to lift the leg off the floor. Don't worry about how high it is off the floor. Just try and get the leg nice and straight if you can. Now you really will feel this without the band, so you probably won't be holding it as long, okay? So don't worry about if you're not holding it as long as you are with the band. So with the band, we're going to place it underneath the middle of our foot. You can do that down on the floor as well. Drop the ends on the floor and then pick them back up again. And then we're going to feed the band through our hands so it's nice and tight and taut at the sides of the knee. We're then going to raise the knee up towards our chest, pull the band back, and extend the leg. So if you're seated, you're just doing a nice straight leg. So you're going to hold the leg nice and straight. Unless you feel you can bend and straighten the knee. If we're doing it with the band, we can bend and straighten the knee. So you're pushing through with the heel, and then you're going to bring the knee back to the chest. Push through with the heel, knee back to the chest. So just keeping a straight leg or taking it down in between if you're just doing this without the band. So knee to the chest, back out. We're doing 6 as we did before. Knee to the chest, push it back out. You've got 2 more to go, doing really, really well. Knee to the chest, and push out again. And knee to the chest, and push out. So pulling back and then extending. So holding. Okay, you're going to bring that down, bend the knee, take it back down, or straight leg back down to the floor if you're not using the band. And we're going to do that again on the same leg. So band comes back, you're going to raise the knee, push out to the front, bend the knee into the chest, push out to the front, or keep that leg nice and straight. Take it down if you need to, if it feels too much, if you're doing this without the band. Pushing out. Into the chest with the knee, and push out. Into the chest with the knee, and push through and out. Make sure you're pushing out through the heel. And push out to the front. Last one coming up, knee bend, push out to the front, and bring that knee in, take it down to the floor. That's really good. We're going to do the same on the other side. So, taking that band, placing it in the middle of your foot, nice and tight at the side of the knee, or you're just going to do a straight leg lift without the band if you don't have a band available. You can find these in lots of places online. Sports Direct, if you've got one in your town, they're a little bit cheaper. You can get a pack that's got a light, a medium and a heavy band in it, so you could be using the heavier band for these leg exercises and the lighter band for the upper body. Argos as well, so lots of places you can buy them, and keep an eye out in your supermarkets. So we're ready to go on the right side, so you're going to lift the leg up towards the chest, pull the band to your sides, and then you're going to extend through with the heel. Bending into the chest, extend with the heel. Knee into the chest, extend through the heel. Remember, if you're doing this just with a straight leg lift without the band, then you can just take that to rest in between if you need to. Knee to the chest, out to the front. Knee to the chest, and out to the front. You're doing really, really well. One more to go. Bring that in, push it out to the front, bend the knee, take it back down to the floor. So you're just going to do that one more time on this leg. And as you increase, as you get used to this, you can increase in the amount of repetitions, the amount of times you're doing the exercise. Here we go again. So we're going to raise the knee, band back, extend out. Knee to the chest, and push out. Knee to the chest, and push out. Knee to the chest, and push through. Two more to go. Doing really, really well. Land, push through. Bring it into the chest. Last time. Push through. Into the chest. Down to the floor. Well done. Give those legs a pat. Okay, and that ends our strength session. Okay, so this part is for working on the hands, and then also the inner thigh we'll do after. So finding yourself a ball, or you could use maybe a sponge or a cushion, whatever you've got available. If you've got a ball, that would be really, really useful, because you can really, really work the hands into that one as well. And any size will do, tennis ball, child's football size, whatever you've got just at home, or that you can get hold of, or as I say, working with a cushion. So first of all, we're going to work on the hands and the fingers and the wrists and slightly into the forearms. So you're going to place the ball in the hands. You can have it low or higher, wherever it feels most comfortable for you. And then what you're going to do is you're going to squeeze that ball so that you're working all of the joints. So have a look, see if you can try and get all those joints working. Now I know for some of you that may be really difficult, so we're just trying to get what we can work in. So just working through to try and get that circulation flowing and to loosen up. Maybe really, if you've got arthritis, it will really, really help to sort of get those hands moving again. So working the fingers and thumbs like you're trying to make little caterpillars into the ball. So squeezing into that ball, working and squeezing, maybe pushing the hands into the ball. So pushing the palms and the heel of the hands into the ball. And then we're going to start to turn the ball. So turning the ball in your hands, you can look down at the hands to see what they're doing. That's absolutely fine. Just turning that ball, you can feel that's gone from the hands and into the wrists now. And then we're going to take it the other way. So turning that ball, working those muscles through the hands and the wrists. And again, turning that ball. And now we're going to pass the ball from one hand to the other. So turning the hand all the way over as you're passing that ball. And then we're going to do it the other way. Okay, so moving on to our exercise for the legs. So this one works on the inside of the thigh. Again, you can use a ball, a cushion, whatever you've got available to do this exercise, or you can just use your hands to create resistance. So as you're trying to push in, then you're trying to push out with the hands. So pushing in with the legs, pushing out with the hands, or as I say, cushion, something you've got available, a pillow or something, or if you have a ball, any size ball will be fine. So placing the ball between the legs or the cushion between the legs, and then you're ready to start with your exercise. So what you're going to do is you're going to push in with those thighs, and again if you're using the hands, so you're pushing out with the hands, and release. Squeezing in, holding, and release. Squeeze those thighs together, holding, and release. And squeeze together. So you're building nice strength right the way to the groin, and release. Squeeze, and this time you're just going to hold, and then little tiny presses. So pushing those in, little tiny presses, squeezing in. So you've held and you're pushing in. So you're really feeling that right in the belly of the muscle now. Take it out to the sides again and push in. Out to the sides and push back in. Out to the sides and push in. Out to the sides and push in. You're going to hold this time, and then again little tiny presses. You can really feel those muscles. You feel right in the middle of the muscles working. Squeezing in, and then take it out. Squeeze in, and well done, release. Okay, that's brilliant. That's your inside of the thighs done, the muscles that come right up to the groin. So if you were to slide, then perhaps that would help us from going down or pulling any muscles in the groin. Okay, so we're coming into the stretching section. So my colleague James is going to entertain you with the seated version of the stretches as we go along. So I'll give you the alternatives to what I'm doing. So first of all, we're going to stretch off the back of the legs. Now this is a really good one if you found you've been doing a lot of mopping or vacuuming, or you've been leaning over doing lots of work in the garden. A lot of people spend their time in this position and then go on about their backache, and it's actually probably where their hamstrings, that's the back of your thighs, have got really tight whilst doing it. So they're really good exercises to do, stretches to do, and you can do those seated or standing. So there's the two options. So if you're seated, you're going to straighten out your left leg. Oh yeah, the opposite. Okay, and you're going to pull your tummy in, look straight ahead, and then you're slowly going to reach down that leg until you can feel the stretch in the back of the thigh. Okay, standing, if you feel confident standing, you can always do this behind the chair as well, holding on. So you're going to straighten out that left leg, and then slowly reach down the leg until you can feel that stretch in the back of the thigh. You've got your chair by the side of you that you can hold on to as well, so you're feeling a stretch in the back of the thigh. So James is just going to come back into position, so the leg is out in front, leaning slightly forward to feel that stretch in the back of his thigh. Don't worry about how far you come down your leg. Everybody's got different flexibility, so just see how that feels for you. Okay, from there we're going to go into our calf stretch. So if you're seated, you're going to pull the toes up towards your shin, or if you've got really long arms, you can reach and hold on to those toes. If you're standing, you're going to take that leg back. Push the heel down onto the floor, the front knee is bent, you can use your chair for support, and you're pushing down into that heel to feel the stretch. This one is great if you find you get cramps in the night. So you really can push down to feel that stretch. Okay, so James is going to come forward again, straighten the leg, toe facing up, and then we can feel that stretch in the lower part of our leg. If you're seated from there, you're then going to slide that leg out to the side, and then you're going to lean yourself slowly towards that leg until you can feel a stretch on the inside of your thigh. Can you feel that stretch, James? Fantastic. If we're standing, we're just going to take ourselves out to the side. I'll just come to the side so you can see what I'm doing. Holding the chair if you need to, leaning towards that straightened leg so you can feel that stretch through the inside of the thigh. All of these stretches we're holding for about 8 to 10 seconds. So we can really feel a nice stretch. And as we get more into that, we want to improve our flexibility so we can hold it for longer. That's good, and we're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So the right leg first, so we're straightening out that right leg, looking tall, and then slowly reaching down that leg. Same for me, I'm standing, exactly the same stretch, reaching down that leg. So you can feel the stretch in the back of your thigh. Again, behind the chair, you'd just be holding the chair to give you some nice support whilst you're doing that stretch. If you feel it in the supported knee when you're standing, then lean your body weight towards that straightened leg. Now we're going to point the toe up towards us if we're seated, so we can feel the stretch right the way down the back of the leg from the bottom to the thigh. If we're standing, big step, pushing down into the floor to feel the stretch in the calf. Again, that's the one that we like when we get those cramps. So pushing down to feel the stretch in the lower part of the leg. Okay, and now that same leg, if you're seated, you're going to push that leg out to the thigh, out to the side to feel the stretch on the inside of the thigh, and then lean towards it to feel the stretch. I'm doing exactly the same, leaning towards that leg so I can feel the stretch through the inside of my thigh. Just holding that there. Remember, we're going for a good 10 seconds, 8 to 10 seconds to feel that muscle stretching out. Really, really squeezing and stretching out, and bring it back in. So our flexibility work we should be doing every day. Okay, so that's our legs stretched out. We're now going to stretch out the torso and the arms and the shoulders and the neck. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to stretch our torso. So you're going to lift your arms up towards the ceiling, so seated or standing, reaching up towards the ceiling. So stretching those fingers, you can feel that really, really lovely stretch. And then we're going to take it over to our right side. So reaching it over to the right, so if you can reach, you can hold on to the chair there if it makes you feel a little bit safer, and then reach over with the other arm. If you've got shoulder problems, you can just bring that arm to the front. Good, holding that again, that 8 to 10 seconds at least. Lifting up and then over to the other side. So you can hold on with that left hand if you want to as you reach the right arm over. Stretching out the torso, the side of the body. Nice big stretch. Really good. And bring yourself back again. Brilliant. Loosen and roll those shoulders. And now we're going to reach both arms out to the front. Clasp hands. And then reach and pull those shoulder blades apart. At the same time, we're going to drop our chin into our chest. So we're stretching off the back of the neck at the same time. So reaching out to feel that lovely stretch across the back, down through the arms and the shoulders, and into that neck. Nice big reach and stretch through. That's good. Bringing the head up. And now I want you to point your thumbs up and make a fist with the hand. So thumbs pointed up. And now I want you to bring those thumbs all the way back behind you and stretch out behind. So you can feel that stretching through the inside of your arms. Pointing those thumbs, keep the thumbs pointed so you can feel that stretch. Nice big reach back. Okay, release. And then you're going to take those hands, you're going to take hold of the back of your chair. And then you're going to squeeze your shoulder blades back together, opening the chest. If you're standing, you're just going to take the hands into the small of the back and just squeeze those shoulder blades back. So you're stretching out the chest. So stick that chest out and really reach back, squeeze back with those shoulder blades. Pulling back to feel the stretch, nice deep breaths. Holding, feeling that lovely stretch. And then let the arms come down by your side. Okay, we're going to go with the left side first. So taking that left hand onto the left shoulder, walk the fingers down the back, bring the right hand up underneath, pressing up to stretch through the back of the arm. So feeling the stretch through the back of the arm. Now if you can't feel the stretch there, you can take the hand onto the top of the elbow and just press down. Go for what feels right for you. Try to keep the chin off the chest if you can. So pushing down with the hand to feel the stretch, or holding just under the elbow to keep that arm pushed up. That's good. And now you're going to take that other hand out of the way, bringing that left arm straight and then bring it across the front of your chest. Take the other hand behind the elbow, hold that arm in towards you and give it a squeeze. You can feel the stretch through your shoulder and the top of your arm. Can you feel that stretch, James? Good, good. Fantastic. So stretching through top of the arm and the shoulder. Nice big stretch through. And then let the arm go down, just let it all go loose. And now taking that right hand onto the right shoulder, walk the fingers down the back. Take the left hand up underneath the elbow, pushing that elbow up to feel the stretch through the back of the arm. Again, just as before, if you can't feel the stretch there, you can take the hand onto the elbow, pushing down on the elbow to feel that stretch through the back of your arm. So go for what feels right for you, either pushing up, holding, or pressing down on the elbow to feel the stretch in the back of the arm. That's really, really good. Feel that lovely stretch. Okay, so taking the arm out of the way, and now bringing that hand back off from over the shoulder, bring it across the chest. Other hand comes behind the elbow, hugging that arm in towards you to feel that stretch. This is great if you do a lot of computer work or craft work, and you can just hold that stretch there, nice and strong. Big stretch for that shoulder, holding, and well done. Release that arm down. So we're now just going to do a couple of deep breaths to revitalise ourselves at the end of our workout, and really well. Okay, so we're going to come down to the floor, seated or standing. Bring our arms down to the floor. Take a deep breath in, lift the arms up towards the ceiling. And then take those arms down and breathe out. Back to where you started. Deep breath in, lift up and out to the sides. Deep breath. Take that down, breathing out. And last time, lift up to the ceiling. So you're staying up tall this time. So you're slowly going to let the arms come down by your side, keeping yourself up nice and tall, breathing out as you bring those arms down. And well done, you've reached the end of your workout today. So remember, the progression is to move on from maybe doing 6 a day to 8 of each of those exercises. But remember to do your flexibility, the stretching part that we did at the end there every day.